everyone, this is Siddharth Sedani. We have tied up with RIAs, Registered Investment Advisors. Now, Registered Investment Advisors are an external advisory which we have tied up with, and they would be providing advisory to our investors. Now, you must be wondering why a registered investment advisor. Now, there are several points to understand in why a registered investment advisor. But just to name a few, it gives you a full transparency compared to a mutual fund. Added to that, it is the fastest growing segment today because of small ticket size. Then it's the execution happens at the prevailing market price. It doesn't happen that it happens 1 month behind or whatever. So it's in the prevailing market price. So these are the main pointers of why a registered investment advisor. Now the features, let's understand what are the main features of a RIA. It has been managed by a RIA, a fund manager, right at the helm of the business. Added to that, we have a periodic performance review, plus a dynamic portfolio rebalance, because a stock goes out and a stock comes in. It's a dynamic portfolio rebalance with a single click execution, because it's available on our TradeMobi app. All these portfolios, power of discretion, because at the end of the day, to execute, not to execute, is all depending on you. It's a one-click investment, and there is no lock-in. There is no lock-in because you can come out and come in on the portfolio any given point of time. There is no lock-in, and it's a live performance tracking. In the evening also, you want to check where is your portfolio. You can always keep track of it, that how and where did you reach and your portfolio investments have reached. Now we'll understand some of bigger differences between a mutual fund and an RIA. There are many differences, but just to name, share a few. The number of stocks are very less in a RIA, between 15 to 25, whereas the mutual fund contains 50 or a little more than stocks in a folio. So that is excess. There is no lock-in period in some of the ALSS fund. In mutual fund, there is a lock-in period. No entry and exit loads. In some of the cases of mutual fund, we have exit loads. Added to that, the fees is broadly similar, 2.5% here. There is 2.5 to 2% to 3%, varies on fund to fund, which gives you here the time horizon is 1 to 3 years, where in mutual fund people talk about 3 to 5 years. So the time horizon of investments is lesser compared to a mutual fund, and you get an email, SMS notifications on mobile app whenever there is a rebalance, whereas in mutual fund you don't get anything of that sort. It has been managed and done by a fund manager, so you have your own involvement in registered investment advisor. First RIA which I would like to discuss with you, whom we have tied up with, is Narnolia. We'll understand the strategy of Narnolia also. Now Narnolia is something which is one of the oldest advisor in the industry. If I talk about, it is ranked second by CRISIL. They have got a lot of accolades over a period of time, and the most important thing is they are giving a 12-year historic performances, real performances, and not a back-tested performances. Superb performance by them. In last 12 years, they have provided CAGR return of 20% with an alpha generation of 9%, which is humongous, consistently performing with a CAGR of 20% for 12 years. It's not a joke. It's a big time achievement. So RIA, Narnolia has their own way of selecting stocks. They have their own philosophy, and their philosophy is M5. M5 comes first is market. Second is management strategy. Whichever stock they select, what is the management strategy? Added to that, you have moats of the business, that is triggers, which are the main triggers of the business. Then financial modeling. They pin down the profit and loss, balance sheets and everything together, and they do a financial modeling, and then accordingly they set. And the last in M5 is multiples. What is the valuation they are picking up a particular stock from a sector? So this is the M5 of Narnolia, the main philosophy behind selecting a right stock and generating 20% CAGR return since last 12 years and outperformance of 9%. Now the first strategy which they have, the first fund which they have is NS Industry Leader Theme. This is a large cap fund which has financials of 37%, industrials of 33%, consumers of 17%. This is a large cap fund which is a top down approach. Added to that, the 1 year return, they have a lot of things which they talk about. Their benchmarking is with Nifty 100. It's a very good fund. 1 year return, 3 year return, 5 year return. If I talk about 3 year return is at 16%, whereas Nifty at 14%. 5 year return at 11%, Nifty at 11%, and since inception return is at 18% compared to 10% of Nifty. Strong outperformance by large cap portfolio of Narnolia. The second portfolio which I am going to talk about of Narnolia is of NS multi-cap theme. It's a multi-cap theme, not only large cap, mid cap, small cap, all are together. This is also a great theme which they have a benchmarking with Nifty 500. Bottoms up approach is what the strategy they have on multi-cap theme. There are financials of 36%, industrials of 29%, and global businesses of 14%. Strong performance of this also. If I talk about 3 year performances at 22%. Yes, 22% compared to Nifty of 16%, whereas 5 year performance is at 15% compared to 11%. And this is the two funds which I am talking about. Just to make it a simple synopsis for you, they have strike ratio of winning stocks of 90% in NS leader and 75% in multi-cap. 11 stocks has been booked in profits, sell trades, and 35 stocks are been booked in NS multi-cap. So this is what the Narnolia's portfolio shape all about. Success stories of their particular stocks, historical returns: Tata Elxsi, Gujarat Gas, CAMS, India Mart, Kajaria Ceramics, with strong supersonic results and performances over a period of time. So this has been Narnolia. A simple synopsis: both the portfolio, NS leader is of 3 lakh, multi-cap is of 5 lakh. NS leader is of 3 lakh, multi-cap is of 5 lakh portfolio. The ratio, the percentage of advisory fees which you need to pay for it is 2.5%, which is payable on a half yearly basis by a client. For 6 months, 1.25%, the next 6 months is 1.25%. And one thing to understand is the second year's fees has been recorded, has been taken from the bank account directly. So they give one terms and condition where the second year's fees is deducted directly from the client's bank account. So this is Narnolia which we have tied up with, and this is the synopsis of it. And the fund manager of this fund is Mr. Shailendra Kumar, who has rich experience of more than 25-30 years in the industry, having a lot of landscape and understanding on the markets, its moats, triggers, right sectors, right sector picking, and many more. So Narnolia is the fund which you look out. If any further queries are there, please reach out to our equity sales and advisory team so that they can help you out further. Thank you so much.